Oh boy, all kinds of technical difficulties already. I can't wait to get started here. I need a beer. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, and welcome to the 12 Beers of Christmas craft beer experience presented by Bruvana.com. I'm your host, Brian, and I am so excited to be back for our third year of the 12 Beers of Christmas. Year 3. Let's go. We've got 11 nights of streams with some great guests, amazing beers, interesting content, and of course, a wonderful lineup of co-hosts to enjoy in this journey with us here. Boy, I can't wait to get through the technical difficulties there. My headphones weren't working. My green screen wasn't set up properly. I don't know if I'm doing this streaming thing right. Help me out, producer Laura. God. But before we get to meet our first co-host, let's shout out everybody joining us for this stream. Let's hear your thoughts about night one's beer, this amazing Lee's Vienna lager from the folks at Drownlands Brewery in Warwick, New York. Quick story, I forgot this last night. I forgot this when I went to my aunt's house for our Christmas festivities, so I didn't get to drink it then. I'm going to drink it now as we say hi to our first co-host, my good friend Ben Tier. Ben, how was your Christmas?
Hello, everyone. My Christmas was fantastic. I ate my body weight in pierogi, and I really could not ask for anything more. But I did do more than just that. I watched a lot of football. I drank an entire bottle of scotch. Life's been good. Christmas has been good. How about you?
Christmas was wonderful. Life is good. That beer was delicious. I'm doing great. Excited to drink our beer tonight. Excited to talk about what we have to talk about. See what we have to see. And excited to hang out with you, Ben.
Good. Well, what I've learned so far is that a great way to drive engagement from the chat is to have a bunch of technical difficulties. If we need them to pop off at any point, if we want to get their thoughts and their feelings right away, all we have to do is show the wrong slide and they will immediately come to life.
Wait, I did. Oh my God, I did show the wrong slide. I am just realizing that now. I am a complete mess. Like I said, but this is our third year of doing this. We're doing it with a very different setup than we did it last year. A new streaming thing. I was so worried about that. I just selected the first screen title card that I saw, and it was the wrong one. It was the 12th one.
I mean, I could have argued that we were counting down, but unfortunately it also shows a beer and things that are in the box.
Sorry, everyone. I spoiled night 12.
It's just going to be, it's going to be that much more riveting between here and then. The suspense is even more palpable.
Oh boy. In the chat, going insane. Instructions unclear. We drank them all. Yeah. Somebody said they have the memory of a goldfish and they're not going to remember which beer we spoiled. So that's wonderful. Thank you for that. Shout out to everybody joining us in the chat. Remember, if you're on Zoom, please set your chat settings to everyone so that we can all see your comments, both us here as well as everybody in the chat with you. I know I just chugged a beer, but I feel like I need another after just literally screwing up everything I possibly could.
Cheers
I
to
forgot
that.
how to tie a tie tonight. The green screen thing.
We didn't talk about this. We
audio.
didn't talk about this beforehand, but our theme for this year is unbridled chaos. I for one will encourage everyone who is here to embrace the chaos, thrive from the chaos.
Yeah. Thrive in the chaos. And speaking of chaos, let's go over to our friends from Omaha, Nebraska. The right beer tonight. Should I screen share the right thing so everybody can see the beautiful correct?
I think it'll make people happy if you do that.
Okay. I mean, if I do it correctly.
Right. That looks correct.
That looks correct. The funny thing is, the other funny thing is I don't see the guest in the chat. or in the participants list.
Uh,
So
roll with it. Let's this we planned for this to be freewheeling and fun, and boy, are we diving in headfirst to that. And that's what I'm here for personally.
yeah, well, I'm here right now to say hi to Jerry specifically. He says hi from Texas. Let's get into this beer. Our first beer is the Thunderhead. Oh, that's gonna disappear in the green screen. Thunderhead Grand Cru. This is very nice. Excited to be enjoying a beer from my friends at Thunderhead. I'll tell you a little story. When I went to this brewery, I visited this brewery earlier this year. It was freezing cold in Omaha, Nebraska. It was 10 degrees outside with a wind chill of like -20.
Oh,
And
wow.
in full disclosure, oh, this beer's really nice. Full disclosure, I made it to their Kearney, Nebraska taproom. Kearney, I believe is how they pronounce it. It's spelt like Kearney. Kearney taproom. The doors were closed and it was very, very cold outside. And apparently they had closed because it was closed early because it was so cold. And I did not get that message. So I didn't get to visit the brewery.
Oh no.
I then went on the longest, most terrible drive of my life, all the way across Nebraska, Colorado, Wyoming, in 60-mile-an-hour per winds.
Yeah, I guess Nebraska is a lot more harrowing when it's cold out. Because I had the pleasure of driving through Nebraska during the summer, and everyone had warned me that it would be the worst part of my cross country trek, and I was pleasantly surprised. I did get a little nervous when I checked into my hotel room and I saw all of the like very detailed how to not get killed by a tornado instructions. But I did not, I hadn't considered, oh, there's probably like a flip side to the wormwood. It gets cold here too.
Yeah, yeah. I believe we drove the same road, just in opposite directions. Lots of people in the chat asking what the charcoal marshmallow is for. Very cool comment. Somebody says Kearney is the exact center of the United States. I didn't know that. Kearney, Nebraska, where this brewery's original taproom location is. It's apparently the center of the United States. And Ben stall here for a second because I just got a text from our guest.
Okay, well, I always my metric for the center of the US is where the line is between Carl's Jr. and Hardee's, which I think is actually farther west. I think that's technically the continental divide. But that's always been the metric that I've used personally. Some people will say it's the difference between Great Foods mayonnaise and Hellman's mayonnaise. I'm not exactly sure where that line is. I just know that I am on the Best Foods or Great Foods or whatever it's called. I think it's Best Foods side now, but I grew up on the Hellman's side. I really only have food delineations in this country. That's the really only. Forget time zones. I don't believe in those. So for me, it's just food.
I was gonna say it's a more culturally relevant societal relevant division between, do you call it Carl's Jr. or do you call it Hardee's?
Yeah.
I don't know about the Hellman. I didn't know there was another Hellman's.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. It's the same. The labeling is exactly the same. People are mentioning Tasty Cakes in the chat, which I thought was way more regional than just 50-50 divide, but I am a fan of those too, for what it's worth.
Somebody, thank you to Joey, Jerry, and someone else. Didn't get to the marshmallows. They're charcoal marshmallows. It's the day after Christmas. If you were naughty yesterday, if you chugged your Lee's Vienna Lager as well as a number of other beers, you deserve cool today. And rather than sending you cool, we decided to send charcoal marshmallows. So,
yeah, I mean, I only got coal. I didn't even get marshmallows. So I feel like what I've done is extra wrong.
Yeah. Okay. I have eaten the marshmallow. I have my beer too.
I'm distracted by people talking about Culvers in the chat.
Culver's.
This is the way I'm like a dog and seeing a squirrel. If you bring up regional fast food, that's going to completely derail me. I feel like we've been through this before on a different stream.
Different show, same topics, still just covering regional foods.
Oh yeah, it was the Wawa Sheets divide.
Yes, yes, which is a good divide of my home state and your original home state, our beloved home state of Pennsylvania.
Yes.
I heard they're putting a Wawa into State College, which will throw that whole thing for a loop now.
Well, yeah, and I grew up in a town that had both, which geographically actually doesn't make a whole lot of sense with how far east I grew up.
Yeah.
But I always felt like I had I was blessed, honestly, is really what it comes down to. I don't really have too strong of an opinion either way, which is extremely rare when it comes to that issue. But when I lived in PA, neither of them sold beer yet. And so that's how long it's been since I've been able to like adequately and accurately weigh in on the topic.
Someone in the chat is asking, thankfully, or helpfully, excuse me, Chris Eagle, fucking sweet name, first of all. Where are you located? I'm in Pittsburgh, PA, and Ben.
I am in Portland, Oregon, and above me here is the Hawthorne Bridge.
Mm.
We like our bridges. I like to clarify which one is where. I'm a tour guide, so it's just instinct.
Well, we also like our bridges here too. Cross.
Oh, you have a lot. You have way more than we do.
We have a lot more, and we're so petty about the bridges. I'll always tell the story that came out some time ago. We had the most bridges in the world, and then somebody else was like, "Well, it's actually Venice," and we were like, "Well, we're not gonna stand for that. We're gonna recount the bridges," and they counted like a couple other like overpasses, and they're like, "Oh, these are technically bridges," and then we beat out Venice by like 2 bridges, and now we're the world champs. I see people shouting out some of my favorite breweries in the Pittsburgh area. Shout out Grist House, shout out Dancing Gnome.
So you're literally building bridges for the sake of burning bridges with Venice.
Yes, burning bridges and crumbling bridges. If you saw the most recent news out of Pittsburgh,
I wasn't going to bring
related news.
Yeah.
They rebuilt it. They took a photo op. But we should talk about this Brothers Cup, not Brothers Cup.
Meanwhile, back in Nebraska.
Orange peel. Yeah. Meanwhile, back in Nebraska.
The halfway point between us both. Nebraska. Let's go.
Let's go. Halfway point in the country. Bring us right back to the chat. This is one of the oldest craft breweries in Nebraska. If people don't know, Thunderhead was actually founded in 1999. They have like 4 or 5 locations around the Nebraska area. And this is a pretty good representation of what Thunderhead does as a brewery. This is a traditional style of Grand Cru, but kind of their take on it blended with some aspects of Belgian white with that coriander and orange peel coming in there. And I mean, Belgian through and through in the yeast character that's in this beer, and most certainly playing well with the coriander and orange peel that is also there. And now someone is correcting us and saying coriander is almost exactly the center of the United States.
Coriander.
Carney. See, I try to read the chat really quick and get a thing, and then I scroll through the guest lists nervously.
My only fun coriander fact is that it's the seed of cilantro. So typically, if you're the type of person who has the genetics that predisposes you to disliking cilantro, you will also not like coriander. People say cilantro tastes like soap. I think that's funny because my soap tastes like cilantro. So I got the good side of the genetic battle.
How many bars of soap did you eat to figure that out? And also, if you run out of coriander when you're making tacos, do you just substitute soap?
Yeah, why not? I mean, there are certain soaps that are way more appropriate as far as the flavor profile of what we're looking for. It really just depends on if I want to do white people tacos or if I want to do something more authentic.
White people taco night, which will be tomorrow, National Taco Tuesday. Yeah. Ben, what beer are you enjoying tonight? Because among the technical foibles we had, we also ran into the shipping issues that everybody else is running into in
Like
the
I
holiday
said,
times, and you didn't receive your box,
I
unfortunately.
I just got straight up coal. No, I'm enjoying a Ninkasi Tricera hops Imperial IPA, which is just a standard in the Pacific Northwest. Ninkasi's been around for quite a while, goddess of beer and brewing,
Yeah.
and this hits the spot for me after a day like yesterday. Nice hard hitting West Coast Imperial IPA. And then we'll see where the night takes us because it's early here.
It is early. Ben, do you have a favorite beer, favorite seasonal beer that you drink around the holiday times, that you look forward to around the holidays?
I would say there is I always enjoy Abominable from Hopworks. And I feel like we've had that in one of our boxes before. It's Abominable Winter Ale. Um, really just stouts in general, like not necessarily a seasonal holiday stout, but this is the time of year where my palate just craves those darker roasty malts. Um, I also drink coffee this time of year, and I don't drink coffee in the summer anymore. And so it's just this toasty, roasty thing that my taste buds crave, which I can get both out of beer and my caffeine that happens this time of year.
Yeah, so two people have already called it out in the chat. Reminder: set your chat settings to everyone. We I just
What did we do?
I can't do this person anymore. Two people pointed out, yes, the Abominable has been in the box twice, actually. We had barrel-aged Abominable
Yeah.
on New Year's Eve last year, and we had the regular version 2 years ago on the first one.
Okay. Yeah. And if you come to Portland, you during fresh hop season, you can get a fresh hop, green hop, wet hop version of it, which is, in my personal opinion, ideal, but that's the hardest one to send around the country.
Yeah, that's not gonna travel very well, especially when we're shipping it all around the country.
And there's only so much of it.
Yeah. So if our I'm just gonna make this easy. If our guest happens to join us, I sent them the link in many different ways. If you happen to join us, shoot me a message on here so I don't have to keep scrolling through here.
Well, I realized as we were preparing for this that my background or my profile picture on Zoom looks very similar to their avatar on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, like here. It's really mostly the cowboy hat. Like this cowboy hat's not big enough for the two of us. Is that anything?
No. No, I didn't.
Do I have the wrong guest? Is the wrong guest here? What's going on?
So not only did we have problems, I guess, with getting our guest the link for tonight, but I had a guest, a local friend here in Pittsburgh that was supposed to join us for another evening show up tonight too.
I love
So
this. This is awesome.
as someone remarked, oh my God. Mikey, we'll see you on the 28th. Mikey will join us for our special packaging panel that we're going to do on the 28th. Tell you how all this beer makes it into cans.
Hell yeah.
Someone says, should we just drink every time there's a technical difficulty? Yes.
Yes,
you're going to have to get more
absolutely.
beers. Gonna have to get more beers for that. And look, we're gonna the first one is always the most difficult one. We have great guests lined up for tonight. They're old for tomorrow night. They're old friends. They will be here. We will get this all we'll get this all sorted out. And thanks to the person that says this makes Bruce Less Traveled seem well organized.
Anarchy, unbridled chaos. That's
Unbridled
what I'm here for.
chaos. Hey,
I love it.
Everyone that's sticking with us, thank you. It will only get better from here.
Also, here's the thing. Like, I had a great Christmas. You had a great Christmas. But overall, I'm just going to say it. This last year sucked. So like, this is a perfect send off for me personally.
Yeah. This is a nice way. This year was rough. This year has some ups and downs for a lot of us. I think so. But yeah, this Christmas was great. I got to drink some great beers yesterday, including International Legend Hams.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
The official lager of Portland stand-up comedy, Hams.
Oh, I would have thought it would be Rainier.
That's the other one. And then the third one's PBR, and the fourth one is free ice water. Those are the four official beers of Portland stand-up comedy. Ice water being the biggest one, actually.
Ice water,
because it's free.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop looking at the chat. So every year we do this. This has got to be the low point of the 3 years to just air it all out there. We have our things much more together for the other nights this year. We threw it together for tonight last minute to try to get our friend on here. If you're a Brews Less Traveled subscriber, if you're a frequent listener to the podcast that Bruvana also produces, I'm just going to throw it under the bus. Our guest also ditched us on another episode of that show too. So we're going to get started here. We're going to get started here tonight in this fashion. Thank you, Dan, for agreeing with me in this chaotic fashion. And things are only going to get better from here. We have exceptional breweries coming to the box. Not gonna even remark on that text message. We have exceptional breweries coming out of each one of these slots in the box every night. All your favorite different styles, all across the country. We're starting tonight in the Midwest. Last night we were in New York, and we're gonna travel all around the country. And someone says, "Can we pause while I get another beer?" Sure. I mean, you can go get another beer. I mean, you're not.
Yeah. We're not going to pause, but you can go get it.
Yeah, you're not. This is what you're missing here. It's just Ben and I going back and forth because all the content I wrote is just gone.
I mean, we could ask each other the interview questions and just like see how it goes.
I don't. Actually, the content, the text message I just got, I would like to stop poking fun after that. So yeah, Ben. I thought I had a question for you there.
Oh, I was going to ask you
a question.
I was going to ask you, what's your favorite gift that you got for Christmas?
Oh, that is a great question. I don't know. I got a lot of puzzles. Actually, all of my gifts. This is very funny. All of my gifts are sitting right here. I asked for puzzles for Christmas, so I got puzzles. I got a puzzle of me.
Nice.
I got 500-piece puzzle. I got 1,000-piece puzzle. And how nerdy is this? I got a table with little drawers inside of it that you can put puzzle pieces inside of and do the puzzle on top of the table.
I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around that, but that sounds really cool.
It's basically like a cork board that you would like put your shitty band's flyers up on. But built inside
Oh,
of it are little drawers to put the puzzles pieces inside of, so you can like organize it and you know,
okay. That's really
yeah,
cool.
yes,
Um,
very excited. The puzzles are my moment of zen where I can just do that and not have to worry about my job or my toddler or any of the responsibilities that adults are supposed to worry about. I could just
I
look at my
see.
little puzzle pieces. Ben, what was your favorite present that you got?
It's tough. I got so your favorite gift was putting things together. Mine is the art of destruction with I got a food processor that I'm very excited about. As well as a standing mixer, which I guess you can argue puts things together after it breaks them down. But yeah, the
I
food
thought you were gonna be
processor.
like, I got a jackhammer, I got a flamethrower or something. You're like, I got a food processor.
Yeah, I got a bunch of new guns before our new laws kick in. No,
Yeah,
I
stock it
well,
up.
in that same vein, my friend got me. There's a sporting goods store that makes novelty water bottles, and he got me one that is shaped and labeled like a riot munition, like a smoke canister. And he said he wanted to get me the tear gas one, but they were sold out of that because I guess this is a big market for that. So I ended up getting a smoke grenade canister water bottle that supposedly stays cold for 9 hours. So I'm very excited about that. Hot for 4 hours, cold for 9 hours.
Nice, nice. Um, I gave a lot of fun gifts this year. I think I was most proud, not more proud. That sounds makes me sound ungrateful. I think I was most proud of the gifts that I gave this year. I think I really nailed a couple people with some really nice gifts. Most excited, I got my daughter. I got my daughter a rock tumbler, which she picks up insistently. Picks up rocks on every walk we go on, and now she can tumble them and turn them into gems.
Nice.
And I'm very excited about that. I'm also excited to figure out how you block someone's email address from rejoining because somebody really wants attention. Someone just
Oh
really
no.
wants attention.
Well, I'll say that
Maybe we should just add them to the video and be like, here's your stage. Please take the attention.
I was gonna say that I'm such an alcoholic that when I hear rocks and tumbler, I only think of mixed drinks. I did not know that those words could mean other things. So this is a fun way to learn that.
Yes, Ben, I got my 2-year-old daughter a very nice set of crystal tumblers to go with her collection of scotch. No, so we also have this cool Q&A feature, which again, I'm just butchering this setup thing here. Q&A in the chat. Is yeast the biggest impact on a beer like tonight's? It certainly is.
Yeah.
Definitely the yeast character in Belgian beers is super expressive, and it's going to drive a lot of those flavors, and typically also why you'll see it brewed with things like coriander and other cooking spices, because these very expressive Belgian yeasts go very well with those spices. Yeah.
Well, that's one of my favorite things about Belgian beers in general is it's a great way to showcase like how much the yeast can do in terms of what you are tasting and what comes to define that beer.
Yeah, definitely. Someone else in the chat is asking, how do you pick the beers each year? We there's a number of criteria that we pick the beers based on, but this year was probably the most fun because over these 2 years of doing the 12 beers of Christmas and the Hoppy Hanukkah box, as well as the other podcast or other show that we produce, Brews Less Traveled, we've built up a lot of relationships with really cool breweries around the country, and kind of had our pick of breweries that we've worked with in the past, as well as just took a shot in the dark and reached out to breweries that we've never talked to before. If you enjoyed the Hoppy Hanukkah box, you will see that, as we had such amazing breweries such as Equilibrium and Allagash join us, and we've never had relationship with them in the past, and they were very generous to work with us for these. And we're gonna say the same. You're gonna see the same thing here. Drownlands in New York. One of our people just reached out to them and said, "Hey, we think you're pretty cool. We like the way you do things. You make pretty awesome beers. Would you like to be a part of this?" And they said yes. So kind of a mix of people that we've worked with in the past and also people that we admire that are doing cool things around the country. So we have 10 more beers to get to through the next 10 nights of content, and we have beers from all around the country like we already mentioned, and all different styles, and we have some amazing guests, including, I mean, dude, should I is that gonna jinx us? I was kind to full disclosure, I was kind of on the fence about tonight's guest showing up. And I feel like if I tip my hat to who our possible guests are for the other episodes, I'm just gonna jinx it and everything is just gonna go.
Yeah, I wouldn't mention it. As far as you viewers at home are concerned, there may be guests.
Yeah, there may or may not be guests. That's how we'll go. Yeah. Ben, do you have a favorite gift that you gave this year?
Scotch.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's because I got to share it, and so that's I'm biased. Is what it is.
Somebody is also asking who decides on the specific beer. That's again another it's different between every brewery. Some breweries will give us a list and say, "Hey, here's what you're going to have packaged and ready at the time that you need beers," and other breweries will be like, "Hey, this is the only beer we're going to have ready. This is the only beer we're going to have ready at the time." So, you know,
Yeah, it's whatever works.
yeah, there will be different situations with every brewery that we work with, and given the nature of them already having their production schedules completely mapped out, and a lot of times things already slated to be canned on a very specific date, a lot of times we'll just take what we can get. But we work with really, really talented brewers, fortunately, and we what we can get a lot of times is exceptional, and we're really excited about it, and we're really excited about the rest of the beers. Someone asked in the chat, are there more IPAs? Yes. Yes, there will be more IPAs. I can guarantee you that. But yeah.
I'm having a tough time keeping up with all of the different threads of conversations that are going on in the chat.
That is going nuts.
Well, there's a few people with my name, and that's making it extra confusing because I don't know if people are talking to those other people or if they're trying to get my attention. I mean, it's fine either way. It's not a big deal. Like I said, I'm here for the chaos. I'm just, if I seem like I'm staring off into nothing, it's because I'm trying to get some context and piece together what's being discussed because I want to involve as many people as possible.
Yeah, chaos Christmas. This is how we do it here.
And our Christmas.
And our Christmas. Someone that says in the chat, if you are a viewer of both Brewvana and Brews Less Traveled, you can catch Brews Less Traveled posted on the YouTube channel on Wednesday. We are going to stream both of them at the same time, but I'm going to be here live for the 12 Beers of Christmas because this is the once a year thing. Brews Less Traveled will be a pre-taped episode that we did with a great brewer from one of our featured breweries in Albuquerque for December's Brews Less Travel. But we're going to be here, and we're going to have two friends that will be familiar to the Brews Less Traveled crew. If you are a longtime subscriber, they were the first guests that I ever had on Brews Less Traveled. So, yep. How are we feeling, Ben?
I'm feeling pretty good. We got I've been reading, I've switched over now to read the questions in the Q&A. And we got one that says food pairing dinner. I don't know, what would you pair this particular beer with?
There's lots of things you could pair Grand Cru with. Lots of different things. I would go with a nice roast chicken just for a quick answer.
Yeah, something
Um,
roasty, something
yeah.
hearty.
But listen, everybody, thank you so much for joining us, staying along, all of you that have stayed through this ridiculousness tonight. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to recoup and see you all on here tomorrow. Same time, same link. Scan the QR code. We'll be back here, and we can't wait to drink another beer with you and talk with our awesome guests. See you then. Peace out, everybody.